Coach of the Year for the Pacific Division. This is a first for a CVC coach. His tenure at COS has produced an impressive span that has included numerous playoff appearances, several top 8 and top 20 finishes, trips to the Final Four in 97 and 14, and holds the school record of 38 wins in one season. 4th in the state in 97, 3rd place finish last year. With an average of 25 wins per season, he was named Central Valley Conference Coach of the Year in 96, 97, 01, and 14. More importantly, his philosophy encompasses far more than winning just baseball games. Coach Allen works with his players to help them achieve their aspirations well beyond COS baseball. Whether it be completing their college education, continuing their baseball careers at four-year schools, or even competing as professional baseball players. Will you please put your hands together and welcome Coach Jody Allen.
Thank you very much for being here. What a privilege and an honor. It's so exciting for me to always start another year. And after a year like last year, it gave me great pleasure. I really want you to know, before we move to this year's club, not only how special last year was with the awards and everything, but the following and the fans that we had. I really want you people to know that when it came to the playoffs and the Final Four, I've been around this thing for about 25 years, and that was the biggest crowds they'd ever had. And they said, could you be in the Final Four every year? And I said, yes, not a problem. But thank you very much for your support. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do in a community like this. As we look at putting another season together, the young guys, the guys that we have been working really hard, and we're excited about the season to come. And what I want to do tonight is bring them up and introduce them one-on-one, say a little something about them. But before I do that, I want them to introduce themselves with the help of technology and Terry Gray and everything he does. That we'll try to get this thing going and introduce the guys. So Terry, it's all yours.
Good evening. Just explaining to Coach that there is nothing wrong with the video, but we're going to make a slight change. So if I get you to step over to this side of the stage, Coach.
I should have known when you had a tie on, something was up.
You might want to come all the way over to here, sir, because there will be a couple things on the screen behind me that you might want to see. Good evening, I am Bob Crane, and I told Coach that I'd explain this to him someday. Today he asked me about, someday we're going to put a mic in your hand. Today was that day that he just didn't know it. Tuesday in my devotion, I read some wise words given by Coach John Wooden, the famous NCAA basketball coach of the UCLA Bruins. Someone asked Coach Wooden, when you depart from this world and ESPN is broadcasting a special about your life, what do you hope they will say? As he always did, he pondered a moment before answering, and then gave this spellbinding reply. I hope they don't mention basketball. I hope they focus more on how I love the Lord, my wife Nally, and my family. Coach Allen has said, baseball is what I do. It is not who I am. Like John Wooden, Jody is a man who loves the Lord, loves his wife Lisa, and his family. Because of his humbleness, it seemed necessary to let you in on some blessings that have occurred in the Allen house. Get there. 2 weeks ago, on January 3rd, former 2011 and 12 Giant alumni Brent Hall married the coach's daughter, Lindsay. At the same time, Coach Allen was walking his daughter down the aisle. Jody was one of 11 coaches that were being honored to receive the Diamond National Coach of the Year Award at the 2014 American Baseball Coaches Association Convention in Orlando, Florida. How big of a deal is this? Including Coach Allen, only 2 other Central Valley coaches have been honored with the Pacific Association ABCA Diamond Regional Coach of the Year Award, making Coach Allen the first from the Central Valley Conference to be honored at the national level. Knowing that he would not be able to attend the ABCA convention himself, Jody asked California Community College Coaches Association President Paul Moore to accept the award on his behalf. Paul sent the award on to us, and I'd like to have College of Sequoia's Athletic Director, Brent Davis, join me on stage here. And Brent's going to make the presentation of the Pacific Association 2014 America Baseball Coach Association Diamond National Coach of the Year Award to Jody.
Thank you. Coach Allen, on behalf of the American Baseball Coaches Association, the California Community College Baseball Coaches Association, and Association President Paul Moore, and on behalf of College of Sequoias, would like to present to you the 2014 ABCA Coach of the Year Diamond Award. And I'm supposed to be normal and just go on at that point. I will say this, there was not a tough decision between walking my daughter down the aisle and being at that function, but I will say one of the great blessings is I would rather receive that in front of you than in Orlando, Florida, so thank you for your support. So now, unless there's any other surprises, Terry, maybe the players could introduce themselves, and I'll try to gain my composure.
I'm Blake Edmondson. I play utility from the 2014 Giants Championship team, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2015 Giants dinner. Hope you have a great time.
My name is Wyatt Champlin. I'm an outfielder for the COS Giants. I am from Hanford High. I just want to give a big shout out to Jacob LeBogan for typing all my English papers.
I'm Dylan Kelly, number 21, catcher from Mount Whitney High School. I want everyone to have a good time, and hi, Mom.
Hi, I'm Reed Feely, a pitcher from Tehachapi High School. I am a suffering Oakland A's fan, and watch out for the slide piece.
I'm Tyler Morgan, number 8, a utility player from Golden West High School. I'm the reigning injured reserve player of the year. I'd like to dedicate this season to my grandma and grandpa Welker, and I better go put a helmet on.
Hi, my name's Jacob Avery. I'm a returning guy. I am from Buchanan High School. I'm an outfielder. My favorite teammate is Matt Coda, and if you ever need a pizza delivery, I got you.
My name's Jonathan Molina. I'm from San Joaquin Memorial, and I'm a right-handed pitcher. I have a brother on the team, Joey Gallegos, and my name is also Motel.
I'm Joey Gallegos, sophomore first baseman from Clovis West High School, and Jonathan Molina is not my brother. I don't know where he got that from.
My name is Brandon Spann. I'm a pitcher from Wenatchee High School, and that is a slider.
I'm Trayshawn Hawley from Edison High School. I'm an outfielder, and I'm looking forward to a great season.
Hi, my name's Corey Davis Jr. I'm from Redwood High School, and I play shortstop.
Hi, I'm Andrew Stoll. I'm from Fresno, California. I'm a utility player for the COS Giants this year, and come out and support us.
What's up, guys? I'm Jake Trimble. I went to El Diamante High School, and I play second base.
Zach Fleeman. sophomore, left-handed pitcher, Tulare Union. When I throw, I make people see double.
Hey, I'm Zach Nelson, first base for COS Baseball, 6'2" and a half, big boy, went to Clovis High, and just wanted to say you guys have a blessed evening, and come support COS Baseball.
David Flores, Bakersfield, California, North High. Not that fast in the outfield, but sure can hit.
Hi, how's it going? My name's Thomas Donahue. Went to Golden West High School, and I'm part of the pitching staff here at COS, so come out and support us. Thank you.
My name is Jake Williams. I'm from Hanford, California. I'm a catcher, and I'm looking for a good season this year. I love you, family.
Jacob Bogan, the Redwood High, left-hand pitcher for the Giants, and yes, I have helped Wyatt Champlin write his essays.
Hi, my name is Flo Perez, and I'm an infielder from Hanford High School. And here at COS, I've learned how to pick it a little bit.
My name is Brendan DeCampus. I'm an outfielder from Tulare Union High School. Go Giants.
My name is Gene Kachu. I'm a right-handed pitcher at Danube High School. I'm wearing number 26 for COS. This is my second year here. No matter what Coach Allen says, pitchers are athletes, and beware of the changeup.
I'm Ben Gann, catcher from Redwood High School. I'm a sophomore. I'm the player voted best dressed.
I'm Casey Seeger, a pitcher from Golden West High School, and I am the fastest swimmer on the team.
I'm Ricky Rodriguez. I went to Woodlake High School, and I play third base.
My name is Chris Brandon. I'm a utility, and I'm from Hoover High School.
I'm Elijah Holguin. I'm from Dinuba. I'm Dinuba's finest, and I play center field.
My name is Armando Gallegos. I'm a left-hand pitcher from Tulare Western, and I'm a faster runner than Trayshawn Hawley.
I'm Matt Cota from Tulare Western. I play first base, and I had the fastest mile time this year.
Closer.
Those guys will say the dangest thing when you put a camera in front of them. I want you to know we tried to give them a little more leeway this year, and it was funny because Terry and I are doing these takes, and by the way, the 2-ball thing only took 1 take. That was pretty good. But they kept finishing, looking over like, is that okay? Yeah, that was fine. So I'd like to bring up by position today and introduce them personally. So who do we got coming first here, guys? You mean the athletes, the outfielders? All right, let's bring the outfielders on. By the way, how are your waiters this evening? When we do this event, everybody always says, man, I can't believe you actually get the guys to put a tie on. And they look so good. And I always like making them work. So it's a good combination for us. I think what you'll get as a theme of this year is a lot like last year in the sense of versatility. We have some guys that can play several positions, help us out in a lot of different ways. I think versatility helps us, especially if somebody goes down, and it gives us a chance, hopefully, to get your best players on the field as you need them. So without further ado, Andrew Stoll, big, tall right-hander. Andrew, step out a little bit. You can wave if you want. Is that your cell phone? Are you kidding me? We're done. I want you to do 1 lap around this thing right here, okay? Andrew's a right-handed pitcher, outfielder for us. We think he's got a chance to be really good in a lot of spots. Came in, it was a little lack focus in the beginning, but we really feel like he's taken off. It would not surprise me if he's one of our best pitchers by the end of the year. He's an extremely good athlete. He has all this size. He's got enough speed. One of the best arms in the outfield. And I think if he continues to work and achieve what he's capable of, he's going to be a great player for us. Andrew Stoll. David Flores from Bakersfield. Bow tie, huh? Yeah. I like that. I like that. I saw Dave play at an Easter tournament, and he has one of the nicest swings, left-handed hitter, really has the ability to take the ball to all fields. Not a big power guy, but I think he's going to hit the ball in the gaps. Definitely a guy for us that we can see him in the DH role, coming off the bench from the left-handed side. We're working on the outfield play and the speed a little bit. A lot of speed training, right? Yeah. All right. David Flores. Brendan DeCampos from Tulare Union High School. Brendan is another one of those players for us. Came in and played a lot of infield, hadn't played a whole lot of outfield. We like his bat. I like the way he competes. Many times when you see him, you're not sure. In the beginning, we saw him in the summer league, and he just kept competing, kept doing a good job. He'll take some real bad swings, and all of a sudden the ball's just jumping off his bat. So we're real happy with his progress. We think he's going to develop into a good, solid player for us. I think he can give us some versatility. Could do a little bit of infield, outfield, right-handed side of bat. We have a lot of right-handed, left-handed combinations this year, and I think Brendan gives us a lot of depth to do that. And he's learning to play the outfield. He's learned pretty fast. Gets rid of the ball real quick. Some of it's that old infield play that he's got going, but he does a very good job. Competes real hard. I got to bring it up. I'm sorry. I got to bring it up. We were inter squad the other day. If I could take a video of the worst slide I've ever seen in my life, this young man here survives what might have been the biggest scare of his life. He dove head first, and you know, like sometimes when you dive head first, it's a little sticky because this time of year the dirt's. And most of the time, a guy would go up, and it kind of looks like a scorpion. He went up and over on his head, all the way over. He came up. He did not say good words when he came up. We were glad his neck wasn't broken. The next day, I saw some kind of scrape on his chin. I go, "Is that from the slide?" He goes, "Yes, it is, Coach." I know, you look good tonight, though. It was the best, worst slide I've ever seen in my life. Brendan Campos. Jacob Avery, outfielder, right-handed thrower, left-handed hitter. Jake's got a lot of pop. He is one of those guys that has been battling injuries for a couple years. We're really hoping he can stay healthy. He does a very good job in the outfield. He's a good enough athlete to probably play all three spots for us. When he makes solid contact and he's in his groove with the swing, the ball will jump off his bat as good as anybody else. And we're just hoping that he can stay healthy and work hard and get in the right groove at the right time, right? All right, Jacob Avery. Trayshawn Hawley. Now, I'm going to ask him to do this, but when the roll sheets come out for your classes, they actually have their real name. And I looked at him one day and I said, "Is that whole thing your name?" And he said, "Yes, it is." He goes, "My dad did it." So I want what's the whole thing?
Terrence, Trayshawn, Andrew, Hawley.
All one name?
No, it's two different ones. So the first one is Terrence, Trayshawn, and then Andrew, and then Hawley. So.
You're confusing everybody. We call him Trey. I think you know why. Trey's a left-handed player for us, can throw and hits from the left side, really good speed. He comes in with just really raw ability. He's one of those guys that we think and we project him as a guy that could be a base-stealing threat. We're really trying to work with him on running the bases, loosen him up a little bit, but his baseball instincts are growing and developing fast, but just a very, very good athlete. We see him as a guy that has a bright future in this game, and we're excited for him. Like to hit him towards the top of the lineup if we can get his eye dialed in and cut down on some of the strikeouts, but we think he's going to be an excellent player for us. Trayshawn Hawley. Elijah Holguin. Got some friends back there, huh? Good. Elijah's another one of those guys came out in the summer league, Dinuba High School, and when you watch him just every day, he really grows on you. Defensively, we think right now that's his strong suit. We feel like with what we have and moving people around, we think he can come in and help us in the outfield. Also do some pinch running duties. We're really working on the offensive side, but defensively, we feel like he's ready to play for us right now. We think he's going to be has a bright future, and we're just going to keep working to continue to improve that. So, Elijah Holguin. Next, we have sophomore Blake Edmondson. We have a lot of guys that had experience last year that's hard to describe in sports in many ways. And Eddie did some things that was really unbelievable at this level. He was our starting center fielder last year. He could have played shortstop every day for us probably, but we had a really good shortstop. And he could probably do the same this year for us. He's up here with the outfielders. He's our closer. Just to give you an idea, at our level, he had 17 saves, led the state in saves last year, was an All-American as a closer. And that may not be where his, he may be right where he should be playing in the outfield. But we will use him at shortstop this year, we'll use him in center field, and if we have a lead in the 8th or 9th, he will be in the game. Just so you understand what he did, 17 saves was, I believe, 5 more than anybody else in the state. That's how far ahead he was of what he was doing. So he did a great job. All-American returning. We're expecting big things out of him, and we're excited for him. Next, we have Wyatt Champlin from Hanford High School, second-year player. Wyatt had a surgery this summer on a hip, slowed him down a little bit in the fall, but to his credit, he was one of the real bright spots for me early in the fall in particular. I'm always interested when people are hurt, how they respond, and Wyatt was at everything, encouraging guys. The weight room is, couldn't do certain things with the legs, but he showed up every day, encouraged his teammates, worked very hard. On top of that, last year was probably one of our best hitters. He may be the most complete hitter we have. We're working on the power a little bit, but he does a very good job offensively. Left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower. I would feel very comfortable with the game on the line having him at the plate. He's just that clutch performer. He takes a great approach every time. Very smart hitter, and I think when he starts, using the legs a little bit, we've been talking about getting the ball in the gap. But we're excited that he's in the lineup again. Was second on our team in RBIs last year, and I know he's excited about this year, and he's going to do a great job for us. So that's a quiet champ. That's your outfield for 2015. Next, making their way to the stage is the heart and soul of any team, and everybody knows you will go nowhere without quality pitching. And we feel like we have quality pitching. We don't feel like we have a lot of proven pitching, but we feel like we have quality pitching. And Blake needs some airtime, I think. First of all, to my right here at the top, Blake, you can stay if you want. I like the bow tie, by the way. Jacob LeBogan, left-handed pitcher, Redwood High School. Jacob, we saw throw quite a bit in high school, one of those things where a guy progresses. You see him his junior year, sophomore year, had some really good years, throwing the ball a little hard, had some arm injuries. And what I've loved about Jacob is that he just keeps working. He's not one of those really loud, kind of talkative guys, but he's a left-hander, he throws strikes, and he competes. And if you know anything about baseball, if you have a left-hander that throws strikes and competes, he's going to be very good. I would say at the end of the fall, he was in the top 2 or 3 that we had. We felt like he could run out and do a good job for us. I've loved the way he's progressed. He doesn't show a ton of emotion, which I feel is always good for a pitcher. And I think he's going to do a very good job for us and eat up a lot of innings for us. Jacob LeBogan. Next, we have Casey Seeger. We got some Seeger fans. Is that the swim team? No. Okay, just go check. We do a little competition, and we've talked about this before, and one of the competition week is the week right before school starts, and we had a really good competition, and Casey did a great job in the pool, so that's why I think he's the best swimmer. Casey's a right-handed pitcher out of Golden West High School, and has really just started to kind of focus in solely on pitching. I think he's making a lot of strides. He comes with not this huge background, but I think what we're starting to see is understanding pitching better, control. He's doing a good job with his off-speed pitches. He's got to trust his fastball and confidence on the mound, just the whole game management type of thing that you really need out of pitchers. We're trying to work on that. We feel like he's a guy that can come in, shut an inning down for us, eat some innings up for us, those type of things. So we think he's going to be able to add to our staff. Casey Seeger. Next we have right-hander Gene Kachu. Gene is one of those guys that ate up some innings for us last year, especially as the playoffs started. We had a couple guys, have to miss a start, injuries, and Gene was forced into some duty and just did an outstanding job. I was really, whenever you get into the playoffs and you have the run we did and you get some young guys experience, you know it's going to pay off. And at the beginning of the fall, I think Gene put a little bit of pressure on himself to do too much, but really by the end of the fall, doing a great job. He's got a good two-seam fastball, ball runs real well for him, throws a very good changeup. When those two pitches are on, he's going to be able to compete with anybody in the game. Throws a decent breaking ball. He's a three-pitch guy. We feel like we can start him. We feel like we can bring him in out of the pen, and I think he'll do a very good job for us and eat up a ton of innings. That's Gene Kachu. Then we have Zachary Fleeman from Tulare. Zach is a third-year guy, and it's just been amazing to see his progress. One of the things that happens at our level, everybody's in a hurry. Parents are in a hurry to get them there and get going. You want to get on with their education, those type of things. Every once in a while, guys are patient enough to take another year. And Zach was one of those guys that wasn't ready right out of high school, but he's 6'3" or 4". He's left-handed, and it's been great to see the transformation. Coach Gomez has done a very good job with him, along with Coach Holt. And it's been fun to see him progress. He was another one of those guys last year, got forced into some duty, and because of his being forced into duty, I think he's really ready for this year. He's excited about playing. He talks a lot about farming. He gets up at 4 in the morning, has coffee with guys. We told him not to eat the donuts anymore, and that's gone well. And he will do anything you ask, and he works hard. We see him in several roles also, which is kind of the neat thing about our pitching staff. I don't know if we have a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday guy, but I think we have guys that can jump in and just take care of things for us. So, Zach Fleeman. Next we have Armando Gallegos from Tulare Western High School. Stay up, baby. Another left-hander. If you notice, the first, we got 3 left-handers in the first 5, so we're excited about left-handed pitchers. And we think Armando's another one of those guys that has the ability to pitch for us. He's been really struggling with the command of pitches, game management stuff, and the frustration of the game a little bit as it goes. He's definitely has the ability to pitch at our level, and I think when we get the consistency going and pounding the strike zone, and his confidence will skyrocket. I think he's going to do a very good job for us. Armando Gallegos. Next we have Thomas Donahue, and Thomas has got that pitcher's back that you like. Go ahead and turn around, will you? Look at this. That's a pitcher's back. We like that. Right-hander out of Golden West. He was a little bit lost last year and went someplace else for a little while, and he's seen the light and he's back. And he's been working hard. He's not one of our better runners, but he likes to swim, I think, more than run. And but he's does a good job pitching. He's probably a guy that we see more in the middle relief for us. He's got a very, very good curveball when he gets that going. Fastball runs a little bit. We're working on the changeup. We feel like when he pounds his own, he's as good as anybody we have. And so we're excited to see how he develops and progresses. Thomas. Next, we have Reed Feely. And Reed is the third of a brother connection that we had. And we're excited about Reed. He's a right-handed pitcher from Tehachapi High School. He's He's been around our program for a few years with his brother Ross, and this guy has all the makings to be a really special pitcher. We feel like he's kind of the top end of our rotation type of thing by the end of the fall, but we feel like we can use him in almost any category. Works very hard. He has a very, very good breaking ball, and he doesn't know it. I looked at him early in the fall and said, "What's your out pitch?" And he goes, "Fastball?" I said, "No, you have a great breaking ball. You just have to throw it for a strike." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And so, but he's a guy that will compete well. He's a little bit of a perfectionist. That's bad for pitchers. And so we're a little bit worried about him getting on himself. But I think if he'll work through that, he's going to be a very, very good pitcher for us. Next, we have Brandon Spann from Menachie. I want you to know on that video, when you saw him talk, that's the first time his teammates actually thought he could talk. One of the quietest guys we've ever had, and I think hopefully what we're trying to do is make him a silent killer by the time he leaves. But he was a guy that played some infield pitches. We turned him into pretty much strictly a pitcher. He has a ball that will move, has a good two-seam movement to it, can work both sides of the plate. We think with some work, he's a guy that can eat up innings for us. He's going to have to work hard this year to develop that, but he has a bright future on the mound for us. Brandon Spann. Next we have Jonathan Molina, right-hander out of San Joaquin Memorial. Jonathan's another one of those that was lost his first year out of high school, didn't see things right. I have to tell you a funny story. By the way, he's one of those guys that's come in and worked his tail off. This guy's dropped 40 pounds since we started the fall. And it's not, I'm not saying that he was fat, I'm just saying he's worked really hard to really change his body and those type of things. So it's been neat to see his work ethic. But I will say this, last year he was lost and confused, and he went to West Hills. And just to give you a little quick story, that week that we do this competition thing, the last thing we do is we go run Rocky Hill. It's about a 3-mile run, and afterwards I take the guys to VIP Pizza in Exeter, where the Hutchinson family is always there waiting for us. They just have a lot of articles. But when we have pizza there, we have a sophomore speeches. All the sophomores get to address the team. And so this was new to him because he didn't see any sophomores get speeches last year because he wasn't with us. So he stands up and he says, I really don't know what to tell you, but I was on West Hills last year and you guys clinched the championship against us. And I saw you guys dogpile. And I knew I was transferring. I said, well, if you can't beat them, join them. So I came to COS. So I think he's going to do a great job for us. We see him as a guy that can eat up a lot of innings. That's Jonathan Molina. That's your pitching staff, 2015. Anybody other than the catcher pitcher, which is your infielders. Baseball is a simple game of catch, and if you can catch and throw, your team has a chance to win. And these guys right here are I feel like a very good mix of infielders, defensively, offensively. We feel like we have a very, very solid infield this year, and it's one that's learning and developing very quickly. First, we have Ricky Rodriguez. Ricky's got a great smile, a great attitude. For some reason, about a month ago, I started calling him Rudy Navarro off last year's team. I just called him Rudy, and he keeps looking at me like, I'm Ricky. And I said, I don't know where it came from. So anyway, Ricky is playing third for us. We see him as a guy offensively from the right side that can help us right away. We're working on the defensive side of it, just footwork, handling the ball, throwing it accurately. So we feel like he's a guy that is certainly going to be able to help us this year with some depth and could develop into a very, very good player down the road. Ricky Rodriguez. Next we have Tyler Morgan. Tyler was our injured guy. This guy, he redshirted last year, coming out of high school with an injury, had a knee, and we probably could have used him last year, but we just felt like, for your sake, just staying healthy and those type of things. And he's had a rough fall. Is that about right? He's had a rough, injury deal. Last year, he had a little accident. He busted a tooth while we were on the road to the playoffs. And the playoff game, we made some phone calls, got him into a dentist, and they fixed his tooth right before the playoff game. And we're at Chabot, and we clinch at Chabot, and when we clinch, Dylan Lee gets so excited, he goes like this, and he hits him right in the tooth and busts it out again, right that we had just fixed. And so this guy's had a lot of dental work. This year he takes a ground ball right off here, picks it up, throws the guy out, and then he's just wobbling. So he gets a concussion, he's out for a little while, and so we get him back, and everything's fine, and he's feeding balls in the machine, in the hitting tunnel. Now, he's behind the screen, he's just feeding them in, giving the next guy some reps. Ball gets hit back, hits the tire, hits him in the mouth. This is right after the first concussion. He was cleared, Stan, so you and Davis, he was cleared. But, so, second concussion, and I just felt terrible for him, and it's taken a while to recover from that. I think you feel good now, though, right? You look good. So, great competitor, can play third base for us. We could use him at second if we needed to. We also will use him in the outfield. I'm excited. He's probably the most excited guy of this group for this year to get going. He cannot wait to get on the field. He can't wait for his at-bats. And if we can keep him calm, he will do a great job. He's a great hitter. We project him to do great things for us. He's one of those guys that expects high things of him. You try to remind him that a really good hitter at this level is 350, 400, not 1,000. And so he's one of those guys that needs to understand that. But he's going to add a lot to what we do, and we're excited for Tyler. Next we have Jacob Trimble. Bellevue Monte High School. Jake says he's taller than I am. Hey, we all have a dream, baby. I will say this, that Jake's one of those guys that coming out of high school just kind of had just a lot of rough stuff, decided not to play last year. I didn't see him all summer, and I think it was even like the first meeting, I don't know if he was there, and all of a sudden he saw me on campus and said, "Coach, I want to play baseball." I said, "Well, it's about time." And ever since then, he's just busted his tail, he's worked hard. I feel like he's a guy that can play second base for us, play short if we needed him to. I think he's a guy that's right in the mix for playing every day. He gives us a right side. We have some righty-lefty combinations. So I think he's going to do a very good job for us. He's working real hard. Occasionally, he tries to act like he's 6'4" and swings a little too hard. But when he's in the right groove, he hits the ball in the middle of the diamond, hits it hard. He's going to do a very good job for us. Jacob Trimble. Next, we have Florencio Perez. So, Flo is another one of those guys off of last year's team that gives us a lot of flexibility. Could basically play every position in the infield for us, and he doesn't know this yet, but I wouldn't be embarrassed to throw him in the outfield. Last year we had a couple guys go down, and he was playing first base for us by the end of the year. Broke a hamate bone, said, "Coach, I don't care, I'll keep playing." Couldn't swing very much. We played him in the state playoff game, and he's got his hand taped up. He's not supposed to swing. We sent him up there to bunt, and he's swinging anyway. And I said, "What are you doing?" And almost got a hit. But he's a courageous fighter. He's a competitor. And I think that when you have guys that compete very hard like he does, he's going to be successful. We're trying to get him to be consistent with the swing, and I think he's going to help out our team tremendously. Florencio Perez. Next we have Corey Davis Jr. Every time he says anything, it's Corey Davis Jr. So Corey is a shortstop out of Redwood High School, dripping with talent. Very, very good talent. He has showcased to us that he has a chance to play way beyond this level. Athletically, all the pieces are there. We're trying to get him a little bigger and stronger. Swings from the left side, and again, I think he can do just about anything you want at shortstop. He seems to be working extremely hard. We're just trying to refine him a little bit, get him to understand the game a little bit more. Sometimes he's kind of running around with his chicken with his head cut off a little bit on where to be. And I think once he understands the game and applies himself, he's going to do a great job. We had a little bit of problems in the beginning of the fall. He needed to get to understand about get out of bed, get there on time, and I think he's made some of those adjustments, and we've been happy to see his progress. We think he has a very, very good future in this game. If we can get him to understand the whole package, it's going to be outstanding. So, Corey Davis. Next we have Zachary Nelson. Clovis High School. Zach is a big left-handed hitter and first baseman. We feel like this is probably more of a developmental year for him, but his swing is one of those that lends to, I think, being able to have a lot of power, a lot of pop, put the ball in the gap. He seems to be a guy that wants to work extremely hard, whether it's the weight room, in the classroom, on the field, a little bit hard on himself, which a little bit we like, too much we don't, but I think he's going to be a guy that is going to be very, very successful. We can see him as DH, left-handed hitter. He's got a little work to do on the defensive side, and I think when he does all those things, he's going to be a very complete player for us. Zachary Nelson. Next, we have our bookends at first base, Joey Gallegos. Joe, last year we had the guy next to him and him battling out at first base. So we had first base DH, and Matt went down with an injury, and Joey just stepped in and did a great job. I would say, without a doubt, the most powerful hitter we have on the team. Whenever you go watch certain teams play, especially big league teams, Coach Mills knows this, there's certain people when they come up and take batting practice and that, everybody stops and watches. And on our team, that's Joey Gallegos. Because he has a very, very powerful swing, and he can hit the ball a long ways. He is fun to watch, and I want you all to come out and watch him because he put together a great fall. He's in a good groove right now. He's competing very well, and we're excited to see what he can do and where he can go. It's a big upside for him. If we can just keep him focused and keep him understanding, you're going to have some ups and downs this thing, but we're real proud of him. I'm real proud of his development, his growth, and I think he's going to have a big year for us. Next, we have Matt Cota from Tulare Western High School, and Matt was one of those guys that we're really excited about to have back. Matt last year injured a knee in the fall, and he had to sit out last year, and he had to watch that team do some very great things. And he was our team leader in RBIs 2 years ago, hitting the 4-hole for us. So we see him as definitely a middle-of-the-order type of guy. He's a switch hitter, can play first for us, gives us some leadership, and I think it's between him and Joe. I feel comfortable with either one of them over there. I think whichever one is not playing first is going to be DHing for us. We'll see how they both do against left-handers, but I think we're excited to look at the power and the strength we have in that position, and these guys should be able to drive in a lot of runs for us. So this is our infield for 2015. Your clubs will go nowhere without a catcher, and this club will be in the same boat without a catcher. Our catchers have done a very good job so far this fall working. We expect big things out of them. We need more out of them, and I think they're going to continue to progress. First, we have Chris Brandon, Hoover High School freshman. It's okay to smile, Stan. It's okay to smile. You want to say anything? Okay, stop mine. Chris is another one of those guys that gives us some versatility. He's an infielder by trade. He can play short, second, third. We looked at him developmentally wise. It's probably going to be more of a developmental year for him. And I looked at him and I looked at what the area had catching for next year. And I said, have you ever thought about catching? When I had my end of the year meeting with him, and he said, nope, I've never thought about it. and I had a catching glove sitting right there. I said, see that? That's what I'm thinking. And he goes, all right, coach, whatever you need. And you know what? He's taking to it like fish to water. He seems to like it. Yeah, okay, good. But I see him as a great utility guy for us in the future, and whether it's catching or playing in the infield, I think he's going to do a very good job. He's got good, quick hands. He works really hard. He has that kind of motor that you want in a catcher behind the plate, and that motor is just about the drive and get after it and bounce around enthusiasm, and he has that in the play. You can really tell he likes playing. So we're excited for Chris next year. Thank you. Next we have Jake Williams out of Hanford High School. And Jake is one of those guys that has really grown on us, and I think he's really developed. I think he's grown up a little bit. When he came out of Hanford this summer, we saw him, and he kind of be a little bit of a loose cannon and wasn't real focused. And I'll tell you, to his credit, ever since the fall started, he's been, hey, I want to get after it, I want to work hard, I want to play, I want to do these things. He has a tough role this year with what we have in the starting catching spot, but it's been great to see him. I asked Coach Laird many times, who's our best buddy? He says Jake Williams. Jake understands the game, he's working hard, he's developing on his craft as far as the catching goes. He's very good with the bat from the right-hand side. We can see him doing some DHing for us, pinch hitting, and if something happens to our catchers, we feel like he can step in and do a good job for us. So I think he's going to be a great piece of the puzzle, both now and in the future, and I'm very impressed with his development so far and his work ethic. Jake Williams. Our best dressed guy, Ben Gannon. Ben is a great story to me because Ben was one of those guys that came out the first year and didn't make a club, came back, moved from in infielder to catching, and has just worked his tail off. And Dylan Kelly is the guy next to him and had a lot of accolades last year and did a really good job, and I would never take anything away from that. But I told our team, and I'll tell you people, especially catching, if you don't have somebody helping you every day so you don't wear out your starting guy's legs and he doesn't have to catch 10 bullpens and those type of things, this guy did all the dirt work last year. And it's been great to see his development. And I told Dylan when he got the MVP of the league last year, I said, you got that MVP because a guy like Ben Gann did a lot of work behind you. And he still will do that this year. And if something goes down, he's going to step in and be ready to go. And I think he can give us some quality innings. It's been great to see his development, his work ethic. And he's a dang good dresser. And so I'm proud of him. That is a good thing. Next we have Dylan Kelly from Mount Whitney. Second-year player for us. Between Dylan and Eddie, who are our team captains, we have two guys that were All-Americans as freshmen, and I've never had two All-Americans returning for us, so we're excited about them. Dylan put together, like our team did last year, just a magical season. He was a guy that we weren't sure was going to catch for us. We had Rudy Navarro. There was some things, both those guys, he had some versatility. And our lineup was really in flux for about, a week or two. And we stuck Dylan in there, stuck him in the 4-hole. And the guy, all he did is lead the team in RBIs, one of the best hitters that we had, one of the best clutch hitters we had. That team that took off and won a ton of tight games for us, he was just a huge part of that. And when he was going well and did what he was capable of offensively, I don't know that there's any equal in the league and maybe not in the state. I would like to say too about him and what the year that he put together. He not only was an All-American, but he's one of the All-Districts and one of those All-Rawlings players. He was the only freshman on that team. That was a high honor that he had, so he did a really good job for us. We're excited for him this year, continuing to push himself. We feel like we're making some strides on his catching. He's one of those guys that pitched in high school quite a bit, so he kind of had the long stroke. We're working more on shortening his feet, and I've tried to convince him, your key is not your bat. I think your bat's going to be there. The key is for you to be able to catch and throw, and if you'll catch and throw at a high level, then I think he's got a chance to move on at a very high level in this game. If he can't make those adjustments, he's going to make a dang good first baseman. But he's going to be a dang good catcher for us, and we're excited for his year and for these guys. And this is the hardest job on the team when it comes to the day-to-day operation of the club, and we've got a great group to do it, and I think they're going to achieve great things for us. That's our catcher.
Welcome to the show.
The guys that work daily with these young men to develop them and basically take care of me, especially in the last few weeks as we look at going to an event like this and all the things that have gone on in my life, is this coaching staff. And I'm very, very pleased to have them back again this year. These guys did a great job, not only last year, but you know, they have since then. But when you have a team like last year, what took place, it's imperative that you recognize the hard work that the coaches go through. I know I get some awards and I get said, hey, you know, you're this coach. You don't do that without good players and out good guys behind you, and these guys deserve a lot of credit for that, so I'm grateful for them. First we have Dana Gomez, pitching coach, affectionately known as Coach G. And Coach G will talk pitching, work with guys. He is a love of pitching, and he's a love of the game, and I think this is our 11th or 12th year together, and I just never have to worry about the pitching. I'm impressed that every day he comes and says, you know, he just wants to work with the pitchers, and he works with them every day. There's a lot of people that don't work as consistently hard with guys on a daily basis, and he's a stickler for fundamentals, mechanics, and he does a great job with our pitchers, and I'm excited to have him back again this year. Thanks, Coach. Dana Gomez. Next we have Scott Laird. Yeah, come on, get it. So tonight, I told him this about a day ago, maybe 2 days ago. I said, hey, you need to make your debut on the mic. I need you to talk about those live auction items. And he goes, you want me to talk? And I said, it's time, baby. And he goes, okay. So how about what he did with those interviews? No, he did all right. He looked at me and said, Coach, I'm going to go back to the bar and take a shot before I start. And I didn't know what that was, so that was good. Scott has kind of become the right-hand guy. He does a lot of the recruiting. He just is doing a very good job developing, has a good relationship with the players, checks a lot of the academic progress of our guys. And, you know, I want to give him some kudos with some programs that Coach Davis has put in place. But people don't talk about this. But last year's team was not only really good, but because of his hard work, last year's team, other than the tennis team, which only has 6 girls, I don't want to say I don't want to count them, but you know, this team had the highest GPA of any team in our conference or at our school of athletes. And sometimes people don't understand athletics and academics do go together, because when you're coaching a kid, if he can't understand and can't get it, he doesn't learn fast enough. And that was one of the great things about last year's team. And Coach Laird just did a great job of monitoring that and making sure that happened. So we've got some challenges this year, but I think we're going to work our way through them. Works with the infielders. We'll step in and do whatever we ask him to do, and we're excited to work together again this year and happy for his development. Next, we have Coach Qualls. Coach Papa Qualls, newborn daughter. How many days ago? 3 weeks. 3 weeks. He is not getting any sleep. We're excited for him. I'm going to give him best tie of the night. I don't know if Terry can zoom in on that. Coach Davis and Stan Carasosa might want one of these. He made this on the internet. He just made it and ordered it. It's pretty fancy. It's got the S and the trees. Best tie of the night, Coach. Coach Qualls is one of the quietest guys you'll ever see for a coach. And funniest thing happened. He had a daughter, and we started working out. And almost always, I get done with the workout. I'll talk to the team. I say, "Hey guys, you have anything you want to add?" Never says anything, right? All of a sudden, Coach Qualls said something about what the outfielders did, or hey, he did a snap. almost the whole team fell over. And they said, Coach Qualls, ever since you had a kid, you started talking. And so we're excited for him, not only his family, but his coaching. And Andy's really developed into kind of the X and O's guys for us. Spends a lot of time next to me as we kind of map out things, maps out hitters, what they do, where they go. So he gives me a lot of great information that helps us have a plan of attack with each hitter. So he does a very good job. And so we're excited for him and his family and what's going on there. Thank you, Coach Qualls. I would also like to include Coach Bert Holt, who could not be here this evening. Most of you know Bert. Bert is battling cancer, and he is, I think, having a successful battle with cancer at this point, but has had some setbacks over the last few months. But I will tell you, he's out at the ballpark almost every day. He's not quite as active as he used to be, but he still comes out. He has a very keen eye still. He'll sit there and watch what's going on, and these players are very fortunate to have him do that. He'll call them over, or he'll look at me and say, I need to talk to so-and-so. And so, they come over, and it's just still great to have him. So we're hoping Coach gets better, and we'll be back out there swinging the fungo as soon as possible. But I did want to give you an update on him. This is a little bit late for him, so we just thought we would mention him. So that's our coaching staff. I know it's been a little bit long this evening, and I apologize for that. Some of it I did not know about, but I really appreciate you staying with us. I hope you'll hang out and party with us a little bit. I know there's a lot of dancing people out there, so hopefully we can dance and have a good time. I do want to thank a couple people that really make this happen for me, aside from the coaches and the players that do great work. I have a wife that's unbelievable, and if you, thank you, wife. If you ever have to plan a wedding with a daughter, have Christmas, have a birthday, have New Year's, and have a party like this, all in 3 weeks, you are Wonder Woman. Great job, man. I appreciate my family. All of them are here and always work, and so it's a team effort from Grandma, the scorekeeper, all the way down to the youngest Buck who helped set up things, so we're grateful for them. Bob Crane and his surprise to me tonight, thank you very much for all you do, Bob, and it's a good-looking tie you had on tonight. He really does organize everything. And there's many other people that I'm grateful to, from the people that do the 50-50, which we will announce. We're going to play about 3 songs, give you a chance to look at your live our silent auction stuff, and then we'll close up the 50-50, and we'll close up the silent auction. So if you can hang with us just a few more minutes, and we'll get all that done. We'll raise some money, and as we raise some money, we're going to go out and try to defend our championship. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for all you do for COS and this community. We're grateful to you, and I hope we'll see you at the ballpark.